A few times in this video, when speaking of my head floating up, I tilt my head upwards. I'm doing this not to show that that is how the head floats up, but rather I'm just doing that because I'm motioning upward with my head, indicating that it's going upward, but not how it's going upward.
Hello. I'm going to talk to you about a few things, and I'm going to have Robert here to help me. So one of the things my teacher emphasizes, actually a few things that he emphasizes, and it's interesting because these things come together and help create something, but he emphasizes that the head has to be in the right position. So the head has to be angled just so, and the top of the head as if suspended from above, or everything is hanging down beneath this point. In either case, he actually used the phrase the head should be like a balloon. So the neck is empty and extended, and the head is as if it's constantly floating up like a balloon. And he's used the phrase that you push with your head. So rather than push with the arms or just lean, it's the idea that this is lightly floating up and moving everything along with it. Now at the same time, he also emphasizes that this area, the yowl, has to be flattened out through relaxation, the tailbone tucked. I mean, we don't physically crank in and tuck it, but it's through this relaxation, the flattening, that gets tucked. And so from the top of the head is going up, the head's like a balloon. This is tucked, and the head moves, and this moves with it at the same time. He also emphasizes not to push with the legs. So the legs move around, but they're getting moved around because they're being configured automatically. My torso is moving around because my head is like a balloon. And my will, my mind says, hey, let's make the balloon go that way. So the balloon's going this way. This is relaxed and tucked under. So the torso moves as a unit based on where I want to go. And my legs just move around underneath. And if you do that, you kind of can stay light in the upper body and the legs stay sunk. We were working on this in class. I was trying to help Robert shift well, and what I'm going to do is get into a rear weighted stance here, and I want you to lock my get into a front weighted, step on the outside of my leg actually, and come in strong on my leg like this. Get this more behind you and face me and be strong in here. Good. So don't let me push. If I'm pushing with my back leg, he can push down and put a lot of weight in there. I mean, I could try to be fast and trick him, but that's not what I'm talking about. If I try to straighten up this leg here, I can't. If I push and try to move, if I try to move together with strength, it's all very hard to do. If I just put my head in the right position, let it float up, let this drop under, and I'm relaxing the quad here, because my legs need to be able to move about freely. Then I just have these working together, and I'm just going to let my head float over here. And I'm able to move through that. Let's do it again. Get in there really strong. You can be sideways if you want, if you think you're stronger that way. I think you'll be stronger in a deep front forward bow. Alright, so again, if I just let my head stay, my neck empty, so my head's like it's floating up, and this is dropping underneath of it, and these are open and relaxed, I could just move where I want this to move. These just configure, there's no pushing involved. It becomes very, very light. And same thing with the arms. If I'm in this rear weighted stance and have both my arms, right? and be strong. If I go to push, first of all, if I go to push with my arms, he can feel that right away. If I go to push with my legs, same thing. So I want to shift the same way I did before. I got to relax the elbows, relax the shoulders, right? My head should just be like a balloon. My tailbone tucked, so my low back flattens out, and then I just move. These don't collapse, but they're not tight at all. Try that again. And then after a while, I don't have to shift. I could still, in other words, I can actually push my arms out. If I try to push, it's tight. But if I'm constantly letting my low back go and my head float up, I could still let that go, because this is all releasing. This is floating up, and that's releasing down, and I'm not pushing from here. So all this is like a pass-through mechanism, and I'm just letting these go out. So keep those couple things in mind. The head like a balloon, and that's kind of leading the way with where you're going. Not just your lower body and your torso, but where these things are all going. So all that coordinates. The head's like a balloon. This is releasing, relaxing, tucking naturally, not forcefully. And don't push from the ground. Those three things alone, if you get those coordinated well together, will give you, get you on the right track with what you're doing. Okay? Thank you, Robert, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.